Okay guys, I'm going to try and do a step-by-step video of the question that Mr. Eric Swanson has put in this Carpentry Level 2 Material Cost Estimating Manual. I have this opened up on the computer screen beside me, so I'm going to try and do it in the same order as he did, and I'll be doing it by flipping pages back and forth. So here we go. The building size he has given us is 36 foot 6 inches in width by 58 foot 3 inches in length. Total vertical exposure of 13 foot 4.5. Siding we'll be using 1x10 nominal bevel siding. Allowance of 22% waste factor at a cost of $1,350 per 1,000 board feet. 2x12 for the water table. 5% waste factor, cost of $2.15 per individual board foot. He wants us to find 1, 2, 3, and 4 board footage of siding, water table, total cost of those materials, and then the actual exposure of the siding. I start off by getting myself a sheet, and I'm going to draw pictures. Always draw pictures. It's going to make a lot more sense to you. Our building size is 36 foot 6 inches by 58 foot 3 inches. I change this right now to decimal feet. Makes it much easier. 36.5 and 58.3 divided by 12, 25 feet. First thing I have to do is go and find my perimeter of my building. Perimeter of my building is 2 times 36.5 plus 2 times 58.25. When I add those all up, I end up with 116.5 feet here. And on here, this end, I have 73 feet. To give me 189.5 feet. That is the distance around my entire building. So this is equal to my perimeter. And just right here, perimeter equals. The other piece of information we have is if I drew my house, we have a total vertical exposure of 13 foot 4.5. That's from the underside of my cornice or my soffit right down to the bottom. But he's thrown something in here that we have a water table of a 2x12. We'll sit right down here at the bottom. This is a 2x12. It measures 11.25 inches. 13 foot 4.5 is the entire distance from the bottom to the top. My siding is going to go in here. So I need to subtract this off. First thing I'm going to do is change that 13 foot 4.5 to inches to make it a little bit easier. 13 feet times 12 inches, 156 plus 4.5 more inches, 160.5 inches of total exposure that I have to cover. Let me just move this away from that bright light. I have to subtract off my 11.25 inches for my water table. So now, where my siding is going, right here, I have to cover 149.25 inches. Everyone with me there? Now, we need to find out how many rows. So how many times do I have to go around this house in order to cover that area? First thing I'm going to do is take my 149.25, so siding calculation. For my number of rows. I am going to take 149.25 feet, inches, divide it by, my siding is right here. 1x10 nominal bevel siding. If I have a 1x10 nominal bevel siding, looks something like this. Its actual length, being a 1x10, is 9.25 inches. By code, we know that when we put our next piece on here, we have to have an overlap here of 1 inch. Therefore, I only have 8.25 inches available to me for my maximum exposure. So I'm going to divide it by 8.25 inch, which is my maximum exposure. So when I take 149.25 and I divide it by 8.25 inches, it gives me 18.09 equals 18.09. That means that I will have 18 full rows of 8.25 inches plus a 0.09 of a row. That's a pretty small little row. It's going to be a skinny little sliver up at the top. I don't want that. So I'm going to round this up. Right now I have 18.09 rows. I'm going to round that up to 19 rows. Now I will have 19 equal rows once I do this calculation. So I go back down. 149.25 inches. I'm going to divide that by 19 rows. 149.25 divided by 19 equal rows gives me 7.855 equals 7.855 inches of 19 rows. 7.855 inches. What I'm truly calculating here now is the actual exposure, which is asked to us later. I just tend to do this at the beginning all the time. So I'm going to subtract the 7 inches. I know it's 7 inches. I'm going to times the remainder by 16 to give me 16ths. 13.68 sixteenths. Well, that we know is 14 sixteenths, which we know is 7/8. So this now is equal to 7 7/8 inches actual exposure. Eric asked for that later. We just did it right off the start. So this was, question number 4 is done exactly like this. Number 4. But board feet of siding. Well, we know that we have to go around this building 19 times. So siding calculation. We have the perimeter times number of rows. Perimeter, 189.5 feet times 19 rows equals 189.5 feet times 19 rows, 3,600.5 feet equals 3,600.5 feet. We all know that that is 3,600 feet, 6 inches. I'll just write that here. 3,600 feet, 6 inches. That's how many lineal feet that I have. Now to find board footage. So this is number 1. Board footage. I take my siding, which I know is, what was my siding again? 1 by 10? 1 by 10. 1 by 10 siding, 1 inch by 10 inch by 3,600.5 feet, and I'll divide that by 12 to give me board footage. 1 by 10 by 3,600.5 equals, divided by 12 equals 3,000.417 equals 3,000.417 board feet. Now I have to add a waste factor. So I'm going to write here plus waste. Waste factor he asked us to include here was 22% waste factor. So plus 22% waste. Easiest way, take my board footage, 3,000.417, multiply that by 1.22. That will give me all of this plus an additional 22%. 3,123.417 times 1.22 equals 3660.509 equals 3660.509 board feet, including waste. We could do it a different way and just add or multiply by 0.22 and then add those two numbers together. This does it all at one time. So here's my siding board footage. Water table board footage. Number 2, water table or skirt board. How many lineal feet did I have? Well, again, let's go up here. My perimeter was 189.5 feet. Perimeter is equal to 189.5 feet. And that's of my 2 by, let me just check again, water table 2 by 12. 2 by 12 water table. So I have 2 by 12 and I have 189.5 lineal feet. Divide that by 12 gives me 2 by 12 by 189.5 feet equals, divided by 12 equals 379. You'll see when it's a 2 by 12, these two numbers cancel out and I've just got double what my lineal footage was. 379 board feet. Plus, waste factor here that he asked for was 5%. Plus 5% waste is equal to 379 times 100% of that, an additional 5%, 397.95. 397.95 board foot, including waste. I'm going to flip this page over. Total cost of materials. Number 3, cost. Siding cost plus water table cost. My siding board footage was equal to 3600.509. 3600.509. My water table board footage was equal to 397.95. 397.95. I wrote down the wrong thing for my siding. Here's my siding board footage, 3660.509. 3660.509. That's my board footages of each. This one came at a cost of, let's see if I can slide that in there, $1,350 per 1,000 board feet. If 1,000 board feet costs $1,350, well then one board foot would cost, divide by 1,000, $1.35 per board foot. So I'm going to take 3660.509 times $1, where was I? 35 per board foot equals 3660.509 times $1.35, $4,941.69. 4941.69. That's the cost of siding, including waste. My water table, 397.95 board feet at a cost of $2.15 per board foot. Water table, 397.95 board feet times $2.15 per board foot equals 397.95. Let me get that up out of the way. 397.95 times 2.15 $855.59. $855.59. Add these two together. I get 4941.69 plus 855.59 gives me a total of, wow, expensive, $5,797, $5,797.28. $5,797.28. Board feet of siding, we have answered. Board footage of water table, we have answered. Total cost of material, we have answered. Actual exposure, we have answered. Hope that helps you guys out. As well, Eric has it written probably a little bit different in the manual. More than one way to skin a cat, as they say, right? Thank you.